Thanks, Senator Klobuchar. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Arthur, you are with the Center for Immigration Studies, is that right?
That's correct, Senator.
And that's a nonpartisan think tank, is it?
It is, sir.
Okay. The border is an open, bleeding wound, isn't it?
That's a fair way to characterize what's been going on for the last 4 years, sir.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to America Patriots, the channel where common sense is still alive and kicking harder than a mule in a tornado. Before we jump into today's absolute masterpiece of political theater, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button like it owes you money, and drop a comment so the algorithm knows we aren't afraid to say what everybody else is thinking. Stick around. We've got more truth, more laughs, and more patriotic sanity than Washington sees in an entire fiscal year. All right. Let's talk about the video. Because Senator John Kennedy, that man walked into that hearing room with a stack of notes, a Louisiana drawl, and the energy of someone who already knew he was about to ruin somebody's afternoon. Politely, as only he can.
The southern border is chaotic by design, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I've been covering the border for 3 decades, and yeah, it's pretty chaotic.
Would it be fair to say that the broken southern border is man-made?
It would be fair to say that, sir, based on policies that have been implemented.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, isn't it?
That would be a fair assessment, yes, Senator.
Under President Biden, if you wait in line for legal immigration, you're a chump, aren't you?
When you look at the benefits that have been given to people and the speed at which they've been released into the United States, I would be chagrined if I were waiting.
You're a chump, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
General,
Yes,
you
sir.
believe in open borders, don't you?
I believe in the rule of law, sir.
Right. And it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
And it makes you angry that most Americans don't believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Not in the slightest, sir. Again, I am not here to discuss the immigration policy.
Yeah. Duty, honor, respect, you talked about that
Yes,
in
Senator.
your opening statement. On October 14th of this year, you went on CNN. I want to read you what you said, make sure I'm accurate. Here's what you said. President Trump is not like any sane leader. I'm very proud of General Milley for saying that President Trump is a total fascist. To Bob Woodward, if he, as chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is calling the president a fascist, I'm so proud of him for breaking that barrier. The challenge is because most MAGA Republicans, they don't understand what fascism is. The reality is that they are, in fact, fascists themselves. Did I read that accurately?
Senator, I am happy to discuss my personal perspectives with you separately at any time. That's not the purpose of the hearing today.
Did I read that accurately?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Duty, honor, and respect. You talked about that in your opening statement, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moran said I wrote down her words. She said, by their actions, you know what someone's character is like. You agree with that?
Senator, for 35 years, I served my country with absolute honor and distinction, and I will continue to do so.
You agree with what Ms. Moran said?
Of course.
I've got a few minutes left.
23 seconds.
Well, actually, you let Ms. Klobuchar go well over, so I'm assuming you'll extend me the
I'll
same.
give you the same minute I gave to her.
You gave it a minute 20. I timed it.
You're
I watched you
using
like a hawk, Dick. Mr. Melnick, Mr. Reichlin Melnick, you believe in open borders too, don't you?
I do not, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay. On November 1st, 2022, you tweeted, both Texas and Louisiana have their knives out for black immigrants. Do you remember that tweet?
I don't, but it's quite possible.
What Texans, it's not only possible, it happened. You're not denying it, are you?
No, I'm saying, referring
What
to the
Texans?
context.
Who are
I
you
actually
talking
don't
to?
know the
Who
context.
are you talking to about who in Texas had their knives out for black immigrants?
Guessing the context, but my suspicion is
Give
that
me
it
a
has to
name.
do the
Give me a
Attorney
name.
General Ken Paxton and
Give
the
me a
Attorney
name.
General of
Give me a
Louisiana.
name.
I just did.
You don't have a name, do you?
I just said Ken Paxton.
You don't have a name, do you? You just said it, didn't you?
Just said Ken Paxton.
All right, how about Louisiana? You said Louisiana has its knives out for black immigrants. Who in Louisiana were you talking about?
Again, I'm not certain. That was 2 years ago, and as I'm sure you know, much has happened in the last 2 years.
Well, did you say it?
Again, I do not remember the context,
But you don't.
Senator
You
Kennedy.
said somebody had their knives out from Louisiana for black immigrants, but you don't know who they were. You just said it.
I said the Attorney General of Louisiana and Texas, and I believe this referred to specifically lawsuits brought and arguments that were made in court that the arrival of Haitians
I'm out
and
of time,
others
but I
were
want to get you
inherently
on the
dangerous,
record.
which was
You
not.
Thank you very much, Senator.
believe
Appreciate
that the
your
Attorney
questions.
General at that time of Louisiana had his knives out for black immigrants. That's your testimony.
Given their
Thank you,
litigation
Senator Kennedy.
conduct, yes.
Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
First up, he talks to Mr. Arthur from the Center for Immigration Studies. And let me tell you, watching Kennedy ask questions is like watching someone peel back duct tape. Slow, steady, and you know it's going to sting. He asks if the border is an open bleeding wound. And Arthur basically says, well, yeah. And honestly, can anybody blame him? You don't need a PhD in border science to see what's happening down there. You just need a functioning pair of eyes and at least 3 minutes of real news. Then Kennedy says a quiet part out loud, that the border mess didn't just happen. Oh no, it's man-made. And the man's name, well, let's just say the guy currently living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And look, you don't have to agree with every single policy to admit the obvious. When you're a ward cutting the line, the folks doing it legally start feeling like chumps. Kennedy asks it straight. You're a chump, aren't you? And Arthur basically goes, Senator, if I were waiting legally, I'd be pretty darn frustrated. That's diplomatic speak, for you bet. Then we get to the general. Oh boy, this is where the popcorn comes out. Kennedy asks if the border is open. The general says he believes in the rule of law, which is great, but Kennedy is not letting go. He brings up CNN. And when a politician brings up CNN, you know it's about to get spicy. Kennedy reads his quote back to him, calling Trump a fascist, calling MAGA voters fascists, calling basically everybody who disagreed with him something that ends in "ist." And the general's response? Senator, that's not the purpose of this hearing. Buddy, when you say something that bold on national TV, the purpose of the hearing just found you. Kennedy even asked him if he thinks he's smarter than the American people. The man said no, but judging by the face he made, you could tell he wished he were anywhere else. Maybe back on CNN. Maybe in a dentist's office. Somewhere with less pain. And then my personal favorite part. Kennedy moves on to Mr. Melnick. Oh, bless his heart. Kennedy brings up a tweet from 2 years ago about Texas and Louisiana having their knives out for black immigrants. And Melnick goes full, I don't recall, Senator. Folks, you tweeted it. If you're going to post spicy things online, you should at least remember what flavor of spice you used. Kennedy keeps asking who he meant, and Melnick starts guessing like he's on a game show with no prize money. Ken Paxton? Maybe Louisiana's AG? It was like watching someone try to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions or the little Allen wrench. All in all, the whole thing looked like Senator Kennedy brought a flashlight to a room full of people who very much want to stay in the dark. And he did it without yelling, without insults, and without breaking a sweat. That's why I love watching this man work. He's calm, he's clever, and he delivers his questions with the exact tone my grandfather used right before someone realized they messed up. And if you ask me, just my personal patriotic red, white, and blue opinion, hearings like this matter because somebody has to ask the questions regular Americans ask at their kitchen tables. Somebody has to put officials on record. Somebody has to say, hey, this isn't working, and pretending it is doesn't make it true. That somebody today was John Kennedy. All right, Patriots, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button so hard it files complaint. Make sure you subscribe to America Patriots for more reactions, more real talk, and more unapologetic commentary from a freedom-loving side of the aisle. Drop a comment. Tell me your favorite Kennedy moment from the video, or what you think the next hearing should cover. Stay loud, stay proud, and stay American. Until next time, God bless you and God bless this country.